Today, we're going to talk about two massive rights that every single citizen in India has. One gives you the power to ask questions and demand answers from the government. The other, it gives you the power to own your own ideas and protect what you create. Now, they might sound like they're on opposite teams, but you're about to see how they're really two sides of the same, very powerful coin.
So what do these two things really have in common? I mean, a citizen filing a government request and an artist trying to protect their painting. They seem worlds apart, right? Well, the thread that ties them together is information. Who gets to see it and who gets to own it? And these two scenarios are at the heart of some really important laws. Let's get into it.
All right, first up, let's talk about your power as a citizen. This comes from the Right to Information Act, or the RTI Act, and trust me, this thing is a total game changer. It's the tool that basically says, hey, government information belongs to the people. Because, it's all generated with our money by public servants.
And the way this law is set up is just brilliant. It's not just a passive thing, it's like a three-part engine for transparency. First, you have the right to ask for information. Second, the government has a duty to give it to you. And third, and this is a big one, they have a duty to release important information on their own, even before anyone asks. It's this constant, powerful cycle. And believe me, this has a huge impact in the real world. Check out this story. A parent thought a school was collecting fees it shouldn't have been. So they used the RTI Act to ask the principal a simple question. Can you show me the government order that allows this? Well, the principal couldn't produce one. And because of that one question, they had to stop collecting the fees. That right there is the power of the RTI in action.
So what exactly counts as information? Well, the law is incredibly broad on this. We're talking about almost everything you can imagine. It's not just boring old reports. Think about internal memos, emails between officials, expert opinions, official circulars, even physical things like samples and models, or data stored on a computer. Basically, if a public authority has it, you can probably ask for it.
Okay, so that's the power to get information from others. Now, let's flip the coin. What about your right to own the information and the ideas that you create? This is where we get into the Copyright Act. Now, to really get copyright, we have to zoom out a little to this bigger idea called intellectual property, or IP. And it's exactly what it sounds like. It's property that comes from your mind. We're talking about everything from big inventions to novels, songs, paintings, even logos and names that businesses use. If you thought of it, it's a creation of the mind. And this whole world of IP is pretty much split into two main buckets. You've got industrial property on one side, that's stuff like patents for new inventions or trademarks for brands. But what we're focused on today is the other side, copyright. This is all about protecting creative works, things like books, movies, music, and art. So just how long does this protection last? Well, in India, it's pretty significant. It's not just for the creator's lifetime. For things like literary and artistic works, copyright actually lasts for a full 60 years after the creator has passed away. That's a long time. It means their work can support them and their family for generations. And just like the RTI Act, the scope here is huge. The Indian Copyright Act from 1957 covers a whole spectrum of creativity. We're talking original books, plays, songs, paintings, but it also includes modern stuff like movies and sound recordings. The bottom line is, if you created something original, the law gives you the exclusive right to control it. Okay, so we've got these two huge powers, right? The right to access public info and the right to control your own creations. But what happens when these two ideas bump up against each other? Well, this is where the law has to step in and do a really careful balancing act. And that brings us to maybe the most important point of all. Neither of these rights is absolute. You can't just know everything, and you can't own an idea forever without any exceptions. Both laws have limits built right into them. And these aren't just loopholes, they're put there on purpose to protect the wider public interest. Let's start with the right to information. You can't just ask for anything and expect to get it. There's some very clear, common-sense exemptions. For instance, information can be denied if it could hurt national security, if it reveals a company's trade secrets, if it's a major invasion of someone's personal privacy, or if it could literally put someone's life in danger. These are sensible guardrails. And it's the same story with copyright. It's not a total lockdown on a creative work. The law has this idea called fair dealing. This means you can actually use copyrighted stuff without asking, but only for certain things. Like if you're doing private research, writing a movie review, reporting the news, or if you're a teacher using it in a classroom. This is super important because it makes sure that ideas can still be shared and that we can all build on each other's work. So after going through all that, what's the big idea we should walk away with? It really comes down to this. Information is power, and these laws are designed to put that power directly into your hands, whether you're acting as a citizen or as a creator.
I mean, try to think of them less like dusty old law books and more like tools. The RTI Act is a tool you can use to demand accountability and keep our democracy transparent. And the Copyright Act? That's a tool for creators to make sure a culture stays vibrant and that people are rewarded for their amazing work.
So let's just break it down one final time. The Right to Information Act, that's your power as a citizen. It lets you hold the system accountable. The Copyright Act, that's your power as a creator. It lets you protect and benefit from your hard work and your imagination. Two different powers, but both are absolutely essential for a good society. So the final question really isn't for me, it's for you. You now have a handle on these two incredible rights, your right to know and your right to own. These powers belong to you. The only question left is, how are you going to use them?